into her somewhere. Tell them to go on somewhere. We're trying to do cool kid stuff. Gonna get all. Oh, hell, a little tacky tack's never hurt nobody, has it? Alrighty, everybody, welcome back. So today, in today's video here, we're gonna go over a little bit about a 231. NP231 case. You'll find behind AW4, XJ, stuff like that. Here, we'll show some numbers here. 231J, if you can see that. So I didn't really get footage of it last race, and if you ain't seen that, go watch it. But I didn't get really footage of Daddy down there. But what happened, he ended up breaking transfer case. Well, he hit a log real hard. I'll see if I can get a clip of it. He hit a log real hard and everything quit pulling. We didn't know what it broke, to be honest. But after further inspection, I'll tell you what it broke. So if you look right here, this is the output shaft. Hang on one second. Let me see if I can find one. Hey, I got it. So if you look right here, my little thingy, them two are supposed to be one. So it broke the output shaft. If you look at these planetaries here is real close, it demolished the planetary. I mean, it done a number to all of them. And one thing I've never seen is it pushed this out of the case. So if you look real close right there, that ring right there, that's the planetary, that ring that the planetary runs on, it popped a snap ring and pushed it out of the case. And I've took one out of a case before trying to do some trickery stuff. And by God, you're talking about a job to get it out. So I don't know if something's wrong with the case, but it had some pressure on it. So usually how this works, all right, so here's the input. Transmission turns your input, right? And these sit inside the planetary. Like so. So if this little guy right here, is, so hang on. So this little guy here, then it turns your main shaft. And then that turns everything back there. We'll talk about all that back there in a minute. So if you have it in two-wheel drive, it goes inside and it's direct spline from here to here. Planetary don't matter. That's in, not two-wheel drive, sorry, in high lock. That's high lock. When you go to low lock, this gear's got to ride. These teeth have to ride right here on these teeth. So in turn, what that does is, because you think about it, this is mounted inside your case. So think about it, this is pressed inside your case right here. So when you turn your input, if you look real close, you turn your input, the outer ring's stationary. So then this shaft, your input, drives your planetary. That's where you get your reduction from. And when it runs around that, then this outer ring here, because if you look, watch the inner ring to the outer ring. So they're moving different. So in turn, that's what creates your low lock. So this little gear right here has to ride inside there. I've seen more problems out of 242s than I have 231s doing this. But what it'll do, see if I can find a shifting fork here. Here we go right here. It'll take it, and if you see these plastic bushings right here, if they run out of oil, it'll burn these bushings up. Well, when it burns these bushings up, it creates slack in this. When you put it under pressure with slack, what it'll do is it'll start trying to walk forward a little bit, and then it'll start popping it out. Well, if it ever rounds them edges over right there, the little edges of them teeth right there, it'll just start popping the case out of, it'll, like, you can't hold it in low lock. Also, another thing it'll start doing if you run it out of fluid, this gear right here, if you look, so when it's just on this gear right here, two-wheel drive. When you put it in four-wheel drive, it pushes this gear on top of these teeth. If you look, that's what turns your chain. Just that little bit of tooth right there. Well, it'll do the same thing. It'll wear them bushings out because this shifter fork right here, actually, looky here, perfect example. Perfect example. Look, try and get it better. You can see right there, it's wore that bushing supposed to look like that on both sides. It does not. So what it'll do is it'll wear them bushings out and then it creates slop. It'll start walking, it'll round the teeth off, the edge of the teeth, and then you can't hold it in. You can't do it. Don't care how you try it. It's terrible. So little disclaimer here, what I'm about to do is for off-road only. Don't try to do this to your daily driver, not gonna work out good for you. But this is the way my race Jeep's done, and it is tough. I've not broke it yet, knock on wood. Knock on something, it's holding together. What we're gonna do here is, one, you don't have to do this part. We're putting a slip yoke eliminator in this case because he had it laying around. And if you'll look right, yeah, if you look right here where it broke it, so think about it. Pump goes here, neck's down a lot and broke right behind there. Well, pump goes here on a slip yoke eliminator, same size all the way, and it steps down a touch for your journal bearing, for your bearing journal, or where your surface your bearing rides on. But not like that. But my old race Jeep is still on a stock output, so I've not had troubles out of it. It was just, I think it was just wrong time, wrong place, popped it. A lot of pressure on it. Because if you look real close, like the rear end ain't even touching the ground when it broke it. So it don't make sense, but it broke it. No way around it. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of this. My phone's blowing up. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna substitute slip yoke eliminator in. Okay, that fixes this issue we had. Main issue we had, one of the main issues we had, planetary. We demolished that deal. If you look, 231 only has 1, 2, 3 gears. If you look real close, he's done put it inside the case and I don't feel like pulling it back out. If you look real close, let me get my finger here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gears on this planetary. This planetary is out of a, I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna mess up the number of the case, but it's behind like a 4L80. 4L60 might be the same, but I'm not for sure on the planetary, but I know it comes from behind a 4L80 because I took the input out of the case and put it in it's in the case that's in my Comanche right now because I had to have a 32 spline input for a clean box. It's another day, another note, blah, blah, blah. Don't matter. But a Jeep input, so you can swap it out. So if you actually look real close, this is a 32 spline input. That's a stock Jeep. So pretty much this is the same input that come out of that 6 pinion planetary. Fit right in it, perfect. So all you do is there's a snap ring right here on the outside. Pop a snap ring apart. Make sure you've got that's a little spacer deal. And then your input, another one of these, then this metal ring. If the spacer gets wore out, if that little bushing or whatever gets wore out, it'll eat into these like this. And I've also seen it spit this snap ring out whenever it eats through this, and then you won't have low lock. But, so we put the stock 231, I think it's 23 spline, 27 spline, something like that. AW4 output spline. So we put the stock 231 spline in the 6 pinion planetary. Fix that problem. Dang it, I'm gonna have to pull this back apart. Didn't think that one through. How I want to do this. So I'll tell you this, and I'm probably going to have to pull it apart in order to do what I got to do. All right, so popping out a full drive, that's an issue we have. We're not going to have that issue no more because we're going to take this little guy right here. I set it right in there where it needs to be, and I'll weld it. I'll stitch weld it around the inside and outside. So I got to pull this back out in order to weld the inside. Didn't think about that. But what I'll probably end up doing is this right here. We'll take this guy. Let me. Yeah. We'll take it like this right here. Let me see if I can put some light on the situation. So we'll put it like that right there. I'll kind of hold this up straight and I'm gonna tack that in. I'm gonna tack where that gear can't move. So I'm gonna set that up there straight and I'm gonna tack that in and I'll pull that back apart. That way I can do stitch welds on the inside of that planetary. Another thing while we're welding, what we're gonna do, let me get this back apart and get it over here. Another thing we're gonna do is we'll take this dude right here. So I'm gonna take this dude right here and I'm gonna set it to where it's in four-wheel drive. And I'm gonna weld that. I'll probably just weld it because if you look, there's so much slack in this gear. My light's terrible here. There's so much slack right there. I probably won't weld that side because it's just gonna crack the welds. But I'll weld on this side, that way it can't walk off. So let me get this tacked up and pull that planetary apart, and I'll show y'all more what I'm talking about the 6-pinion planetary and how to take it apart. So let me get this tacked up real quick, and I'll show you more about that planetary when I get it out, how to take it apart and stuff, in case you ever got to. But I've got to, so I can weld the inside. So yeah, give me 1 minute. I'll pick y'all back up. I'll get some of this stuff tacked up. Alrighty, I'm back. I got y'all on the tripod and I'm sitting there in a chair. That way I can weld these out. But if you'll look real close here, hopefully y'all can see this. Right here, I tacked this in here. Get this ground clamp out of y'all's face. I tacked this, I set that all together like I was saying, stuck the shaft in here, tacked this in here. And also, where is it at? Got this one tacked. That's all it needs is just a little tack so I can pull it out and lay the beans to her. But what I was saying, to take this apart, so you got to take it, and there's a snap ring right here inside this. My screwdriver I got there. Let me get here we go. My screwdriver I had was a little big for what we're doing. So there's a snap ring right here. That snap ring comes out. See what I'm talking about here? You got the steel spacer and your little plastic or whatever material that is that goes on the outside of the input. And then if you reach in here, there's another one. And maybe y'all can see it. So you can see right around that inside, I'm gonna do like 3 stitch welds. So I'll weld by this roller, skip this roller, weld by that roller, skip a roller, weld by the roller, skip a roller. That way, if one of my welds start cracking, it won't just crack all the way around. It's got to crack 3 different ones on the inside, and I'll do the same on the outside. I'll also which I'll probably just weld that on one side because I don't want to weld it to that gear solid. But I'll do it the same way. It'll have 3 stitch welds on it and go on about its day. So, I'm gonna see if I know how to weld. Y'all hang around and check this out. Alrighty, it's hot. It's real hot. But you can see there, so there's 3 flats. There's 3 flats around through there. I just put 2 stitch welds on every flat. It's hard to weld to that gear. Like it ain't, like the gear's hard to weld, but getting off in the ridges, see some porosity there, but hey, don't worry about it. This is ours, not yours. You worry about yours. You don't, if you don't want porosity, don't put it in yours. I'm putting it in mine. Well, in Daddy's. And then that dude's hot. Y'all see those spit check there? I seen it was, if it, I didn't think about y'all watching, but the reason I done that is to see if it was too hot for these. This is on my spit, so I don't think it is. Somebody's at my house. Tell them to go on somewhere. We're trying to do cool kid stuff. Gonna get all. Oh, it's just Kimmy's big-headed ass. All right, so we put our plastic back in. Put our that dealio back in, and our snap ring back in. Get her to. Make sure she's seated all the way up in there. Come on back. Boy, a part of me wants to weld it right there in there. Weld that snap ring in there. But we've only ever had one problem. Well, I've had 2 of them pop out. Daddy's popped out and Jonathan's popped out. Should I? Or should I not? Oh, hell, a little tacky tack's never hurt nobody, has it? If I can find something good to clamp to, maybe to ground through all them gears. We're just gonna do a little hold me in there. Little. That'll do. Alrighty, let me see if I can get y'all a little better look here. I'll tell y'all what, y'all just hang out for a second. I'll speed it up and I'm gonna stick most of this dude together until we get to our next big step. Because if you get to this far in the video, I'm sure you know how to get it back together. Or if not, slow this down. It'll help you. Alrighty, so we got all that together. We're pretty much about done with it. It'll be a quiz. Drop in the comments right now if you see what's missing. Or the things that are missing. Okay. Hopefully y'all guessed it right. There's no shifters. We don't need those. Remember, we welded in low lot, welded in full drive. We don't need no shifters. And it's another thing, y'all are probably like, why are they? What the heck? Well, y'all ain't really caught up. Maybe not seen it yet. There won't be no pump in it either. This pump right here that rides on the back and oils it, it no be there. Not gonna be there. Do we need it? Maybe. But, hey, we're not gonna have it. So what we do is, I'll get a tube, we got a tube of grease right over there. We'll take a tube of grease, pump this full of grease. We'll put a whole tube of grease in here, and then when we get it fully together, there's a plastic bushing in there I had to get out. And when we get it fully together, ready to go in the Jeep, we'll put a quart or two. He put a quart in his last one. I usually fill them rest of the way up. Rest of the way up with 85, 140, 90 weight, something. Motor oil, some kind of lubricating oil. And usually that oil, it'll get worked through the whole case on all your bearings. It will get worked off without it. Mix up with that grease good, and it creates a good thick oil. The oil's good, but don't leak. So it don't matter if we got bad seals, crack a case, they don't leak. I'm not telling you it's the right way, I'm telling you it's our way. We found it works, it's holding up. And also another thing, you probably think that chain right now is loose, but if you pay attention to it, once you get the back case on, and that bearing, this bearing right here where it goes, it'll tighten it up. So it's a good chain. Don't be fooled by it. Don't be in the comments going, "What the chain is wore smack out, bud." It might be wore out, but it ain't that bad. We gonna run it. But yeah, so there you go. That's how you build, in my opinion, in Dale's opinion, the ultimate NP231. Slip yoke eliminator helps a lot, but it ain't gotta have that. But it's pretty much, it's a direct drive case now. If you look, I spin that right there. The whole thing spins. You can grab that dude there and do whatever you want to. What I'll end up doing though, I'll put some big washers on there and a nut. That way that can't fall into the case. There's nothing holding it now from going. And there ain't no shifter on it, so we'll put a washer or something on there. A couple washers and a nut to hold that in place. We'll throw a speed sensor in it. Just any speed sensor, it don't matter. Drop it off in there. That way it plugs that hole up. Get us a brass plug or something, plug that hole up. Finish putting our bolts in it. Throw some oil in it to mix with our grease and it should be ready to ride. So yeah, that's all for the 231 build. I hope it helped. And hope some of y'all try it out. Hope it works good for you. It's worked great for me. And hey, I'm just here to give tips and tricks. Or dumb ideas. I don't know. I'm just trying to help out wherever I can. If it works for me, I'll let y'all know. If it don't work for me, I'll still let y'all know. That way I don't do it. So yeah, I'll catch up with y'all in the morning and we're gonna pull the race Jeep in here and see what we got bent and tore up on it and get her ready for the next ride, next race. See y'all in the morning. Alrighty. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Got the race Jeep sitting here running, but before I tore it apart, I wanted you to. I don't know if y'all can see that. You got a little. There you go. Reference it to the spring. You got a slight bend to her somewhere. I don't know if it's the wheel or the axle or what. Because if you look at the brake rotor, if you look at the rotor ain't moving that much. But it could just be amplifying it the further it gets out. It looks like the rotor's got a little bit to it. So, but I just wanted to show y'all that before we tore it apart. I'm about to pull the wheel and stuff off of it and we'll see what it's been. Alrighty, hopefully I can do this before the battery dies. Let me fire this dude up. Alrighty, so I got the wheel off of it. And I don't know if y'all can see, but I'm trying to get y'all a good there you go, you can see it. It's very hard. It ain't been a whole lot, but it is bent. But I also think the wheel is bent some too. So, the plan is, put it back in park. Our goal is, now, so that is a 27 spine axle. It's like the 94 axle. And they're not as tough as the 96 up, so the 29 spine axles. So my plan is here, if I can find a 29 spine axle back here, whole axle, carrier and all, we're about to do some swap-a-roos. We'll pull the carrier and shafts out of the 29 spline and put it over in mine. But problem is finding one. So axle. But I gotta remember, or I gotta find a date code on them or something to how to tell the difference between if it's a 29 spline or 27 spline. I'm pretty sure I seen in one of Dex's videos, if it has the equal length emergency brake cables, it's 29 spline. But see, the problem is here, none of mine got e-brake cables on them no more. So I'm gonna have to do some digging. But I'm gonna do some research and figure this out, how to tell this. As soon as I figure that out, I'll let y'all know that. And we'll commence to swapping this stuff over. We've made some progress since our last update. So I tried to find a 29 spline axle, and that's 27 spline, that was 27 spline. And the crazy part is, this one right here came out of that Jeep. And it's 2000 model Jeep. So now I'm very confused on the 29, 27 spline ordeal. But I'm going to find a 29 spline and I'm going to figure out how to tell the difference without pulling an axle shaft. But we'll go over here to this pile first. I did get back together. I just slid a 27 spline in it. So we came to the conclusion the wheel is bent. It did bend the wheel. But I don't care if it wobbles. I don't care if it wobbles as long as the axle ain't got no wobble to it. Wheel will pull like this. Axle, scared to break it. And then update on Daddy's Jeep here. So he tore all this, but we got the transfer case in it. Got a belt on it. We got new lines ran. Two 1-inch hoses back through there to our new radiator. And then we just got a 5.3 LS radiator with a cap in line, battery mounted down. So all we gotta do is mount our fans on this. Dang light. Mount our fans up on this and we'll be good to go. Cut the back light on for y'all. So we ended up, Daddy pulled this one in here, welded the shock up on her, put a dry shaft in there. It just broke the yoke, broke the bolts out of the strap on the yoke, broke the nipple off. Other than that, this one's good now. Ready to rock and roll. Maybe it's bright enough out here. And then the whole race Jeep here, she's good to go. Like I was saying, we still got a bent wheel, but slid a 27 spline back in here, ready to rock and roll. And Daddy's, we got his all buttoned up. Got him a little toggle switch right there for the for his fans. Got him a fan mounted in here. And I think everything's ready. So all we do is make it through this week, knock some jobs out, pay some bills. You know how that goes. And load up and head to Adventure Off-Road Park for the finals of Dispute on the Rocks round 4. Round 4 is the finals. We're gonna head up Friday, obviously, usually what we do. And we'll be there Friday evening, Saturday. I hope to see y'all there. It's gonna be a heck of a time. Hopefully we get to bring home another big check, and hopefully we get to seal the deal on this championship. Championship. I can't talk right. And end this year off, our racing year, and then figure out what's next. What we're gonna do this winter. think I got a good inclination of what we're gonna do this winter. Sitting right over there. I think it's time. I'm tired of messing with junk that don't want to work half the time. Trying to freaking 1-ton swap unibodies. Sick and tired of it. But yeah, later date, whatever. So I just want to show y'all everything's finally buttoned up and good to go. We will hopefully we catch y'all next week at AOP, but if not, we'll meet back right here next Monday and y'all can see, did we win? Did we get a big check? Did we seal the deal on the championship? So if you haven't yet, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all next week.